Because I do believe I'm everything and more. I'm sorry, I am everything and more that any man could ever want, okay? So I'm just looking for another me. Is that too much to ask? Maybe it's too much to ask. Maybe I'm just one in a million, one in a billion. Maybe there's really no one like me. I'm the Lulu.
I saw him first. He's all mine. You can't have him. No. I saw him first. I saw him first. I saw him first. Now have several seats.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my podcast. This is your host Angie and this is I Saw Him First podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Again, a different setup. I'm trying out the different setup, you guys. I can't pick a position because I need to be where the camera is like, you know, at a certain level to my face, and then I need to face the sun, and then the angle of the mic. I don't know. There's so much to figure out, but I'll get there eventually. Looking good. So yeah, today is going to be a short and sweet one. I was working, as you do, 9 to 5. And I just got this inspiration from my struggles at work. I got this inspiration to make this podcast just based on my day-to-day. Little background, I'm in operational risk management, specifically internal controls. So I test internal controls at the bank. And what it means is that I look for evidence that the controls are effective and they're working as they're supposed to be working. Controls are what you put in place to minimize risk, in case you have zero background in what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I'm going through the folders now, for the bank branches, and I'm looking for evidence, like I just said, to make sure that the control is effective. I'm looking for different files, and I'm struggling for some of them to find what I want, and some of them I find very easily. And I went, this is a good anecdote. I think it's called anecdote. This is a good anecdote for relationships or dating. I would say dating in general. And it just inspired me to make this podcast. So as you can tell from the title, today I'm going to be talking about what my job has taught me about dating and relationships. So let's get into it. Before I start, I can't forget to tell you I'm on Instagram at I Saw Him First Podcast. I'm on TikTok at I Saw Him First Podcast. I'm on YouTube at I Saw Him First Podcast. Go and follow, go and like, go and subscribe. If you're watching on Spotify, make sure you follow so that you get notified when I have a new episode. And I don't know what you do on Apple Podcasts, but I'm sure you can follow or like or something along those lines, and share on your Instagram stories, share on your Snapchat if you use Snapchat, share on everywhere. You guys need to share this podcast so I can make more. I need to be inspired by the numbers, you guys. The numbers are looking a bit these days, but I enjoy this, so I'm just going to keep going. Let's get into it. And before I ramble on and on, let's get into today's episode. Right. So what my job has taught me about dating and relationships. I have 5 things written down. And the first one is you're looking for something that's not there. Okay. Sometimes at work, like I said, I'm looking for a specific file in a specific folder. I'm looking in multiple folders. I'm rummaging through different folders. I'm like, where is this document? Where is this document? I'm going into things that I know it's not there, but I'm just looking still because I'm very thorough, right? I'm going into multiple folders, deep into 100 folders, and this thing is not, I just can't find it. And for me, before I say, okay, this thing is not there, I need to be satisfied that I have done my due diligence. So I keep looking. Sometimes I spend up to 10 minutes looking for one file, just one file, and it can get frustrating. And I'm just like, it's supposed to be there. They say it's there, right? They've told you it's there, and you're looking, and it's not there. It's just not there. No matter how many hours I spend looking for this file, the truth of the matter is that the file is not there. And that just makes sense in the context of dating, doesn't it? It's like you're looking for something that's not there. I really don't like it when people say, you lower your standards, or you have unreasonably high expectations, or that's not realistic. I really don't like that. However, maybe in some cases, you're really looking for something that's not there. I pride myself in being well-rounded, right? I feel like I'm a well-rounded person. I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm sweet, I'm kind, I'm funny. I have all the things. I'm 100%. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Okay, let's not get that twisted. I said that to my mom anyway. It's like, I'm perfect. All of them, it's all the boys that have something wrong with them. But when I think of who I want in a partner, sometimes I do be wanting perfection. And I think, what's this guy's name? There's this podcaster or YouTuber and relationship coach. What's his name again? Matthew Hussey. He uses this word or phrase rather called unique pairings. He uses this phrase called unique pairings. And it's like, sometimes that's really what we're asking for. We're asking for unique pairings. Okay, let me explain. When you see someone that's pretty, you somehow subconsciously assume, they're probably not smart, right? When you see someone that's ridiculously hot, you kind of think, they're probably a douchebag. And if you find out that they're actually nice and they're actually caring and sweet and a decent human being, that shocks you, because those are two traits you don't expect to see in one person. That's what a unique pairing is, right? If you see someone that is, a mathematician and is like ridiculously dorky, say you've heard about them and then you see them, and it's just not clicking, their face or their, physique versus what you've heard about this person being a bookworm, being, so into maths and science and, reads a ton of books and all of that. You just don't expect that face to be, imagine that person showing up and being Ryan Gosling or, what's this guy's name? Michael B. Jordan. You just think, something's not clicking here, right? Unique pairings, traits you don't expect to see in one person, because those traits are seemingly different and opposite, right? I think that's what I want. I want someone with unique pairings, because I truly believe I am that person. I truly believe I am that person. I'm a fully well-rounded person, and that's what I want in a partner. But what if they're just not there? What if what I'm looking for is just not there? What if what you want is just not there? What if it doesn't exist? For instance, right? I don't know how many % of the population is over 6 foot, but I really want a guy over 6 foot. I know I'm 5'2". That's not the point. That is not the point. When tall girls are like, why do you care so much if the guy is 6 foot? It's going to be taller than you anyway. That is not the point. Let's just say that. That's not the point. Just as you want a guy taller than you at 5'8", you're a 5'8" girl and you're like, I want a man taller than me. It's so hard out here because all the short girls are taking the tall guys, blah, blah, blah. You want a man taller than you. I want a man taller than me. Maybe a little bit more than an average girl. I don't know. I've tried to, I'll tell you a funny story. Because I always tell myself, right, why do I care so much if the guy is 6 foot tall? And I know the number 6 foot tall has just been overused. Like, oh, you want a guy that's 6 foot tall, makes 6 figures, has a six pack, It's not even the number for me. Ideally, let me tell you the truth. Ideally, the height that I love the most is 6'1" to 6'2". That is actually my ideal height. And let me tell you why I think it's just natural for me. It's biology. It's innate, guys. I can't help it, I swear. On 2 different occasions, I've met my friend's boyfriend. And I've seen them and thought, oh, I didn't even think they were 6 foot. In my head, I actually thought perhaps they looked 5'11". In my head, I was like, oh, probably 5'11". I don't think it's quite 6 foot. And I'm like, but I actually don't mind this height. Maybe I can date 5'11". Maybe I am actually attracted to someone who's 5'11". Not that I'm attracted to my friends' boyfriends, you guys. No, I'm not. I'm really not. I would not do that. But the fact is, I looked at them and it's the juxtaposition that matters to me. It's just my height next to theirs is what matters most to me. So in my head, I'm like, I think it's 5'11", but I don't mind the height difference. Maybe I can actually be attracted to someone who's 5'11". Maybe I can lower the, filter to 5'11". And I was just having a conversation. I was like, how tall are you? And they will say 6 foot. On 2 different occasions, the guys have said 6 foot. 6 foot or 6'1", and I'm thinking, oh, I do be attracted to only people that are 6 foot and 6'1". Like I've tried. Like even when I didn't know their height, I still thought, yeah, this is the ideal height. Like this is what I want. I can't help it, right? Okay, back to what I was talking about. Back to my number 1 point about, maybe I'm looking for something that's not there. Maybe I'm really searching for someone that's not there, because the height is not everything. I won't just say, right, okay, you're 6'1", that's it for me, I'm going to marry you, you're the man of my dreams. No, you also have to have the other things that I admire in a partner. You also have to be smart. You also have to be a decent human being. You have to be sweet to me, kind to me. You have to have a decent job. You have to be, hardworking and ambitious. Like I also have a long list of things that I want in my man, besides the height. But what if the tall men don't have all the other things? People have said that to me, yeah? They're like, oh, what if you meet this guy that's like so perfect for you, but he's not 6 foot? What if he's like 5'9"? I'm just like, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And sorry to the guys that are 5'9" listening, or 5'8" or 5'7". I just can't do it. I swear, I can't do it. The attraction is just not there. And they've said to me, but this guy is everything you want. He's rich AF. Because, if you know me, I like a rich guy. I like a man that, pays for things. And they're just like, what if it's just your type to the T, but it's just 5'7"? I'm just like, I can't. It's gonna have to be everything that I want, because I do believe I'm everything and more. I'm sorry, I am everything and more that any man could ever want, okay? So I'm just looking for another me. Is that too much to ask? Maybe it's too much to ask. Maybe I'm just 1 in a million, 1 in a billion. Maybe there's really no one like me. I'm the Lulu. I really am the Lulu right now. But I think you just get what I mean. What if what you're looking for is just not there? Or maybe it's in another country and you need to move countries. But the point is, you might have a long list of things you want, and you're just like searching and searching and searching, and you can't find it because it's not there. So maybe it's time to reevaluate. And no, I am not going to reduce my height preference because I can't help it. But maybe there's other things on my list that I can compromise on. Not settle, but compromise on. Maybe I can reevaluate and think, is this really important to me? For instance, I used to really want a guy with a white collar job. I love a man in a suit. It's just it's like my weakness. A man in a suit. Marry me now. Yes, Zeddy. I just love men in suits. I love the way they look. It's the power. It's the prestige. Ooh, it just does something to me, right? But recently, I have been more open-minded, and I thought to myself, I can date a guy with a blue-collar job, a guy who is into like trades, that someone that works with his hands, someone in construction, which is something I just never thought of. I just, in my head, people that I've dated, people that I've imagined myself being with, they've just been men in white-collar jobs, men that put on suits and go to work. right? But now I think I don't care as much what your job is anymore. I'm still not going to date like rappers, no. let's not go that far. But the fact is, I don't care if you're a mechanic or if you're a trader or if you own a truck company, or you just have to be doing well for yourself, in my opinion. You have to have ambition and be working hard and be good at what you do and be doing well at what you do. That's all that matters to me. So things like that, is what I am advising you to think about. Are there other things on your list that you can move around, compromise on, switch? You don't really need other things that are not that important to you that you can take off your list. Think about that. So that's my first point. Are you looking for something? Or in this case, are you looking for someone that just isn't there? Number 2, you're looking in the wrong place. The number of times I've been looking for a file, just looking, and rightfully so. I'm looking for a file in a place where it's supposed to be. So maybe you're looking for a guy in a place where they've told you a guy is waiting for you, right? Like me, maybe I am looking for a guy at my job because I'm thinking white collar job, what kind of bank? Maybe I'm looking for a man in a suit. But what if my man is not a man in a suit? What if my man is, opposite my building at a construction site, working hard in building tall buildings to construction? What if I'm just looking for my man in the wrong place? What if you are too? What if you have this idea in your head of how, for instance, how you're going to meet your man? What if you're on dating sites and you've been swiping, can't find this man? What if you're looking in the wrong place? What if all you need to do is get up, go outside, go to a cafe, go to a restaurant, go to a bar, maybe with one of your girlfriends, not too many, go to a museum, go to an art gallery? What if you're looking on a dating app, but your man is not even on the app? What if your man is just strolling down your street, just taking a walk with his dog? What if your man is at the park playing catch with his dog? What if you're just looking in the wrong place? What if what you're looking for actually exists, but you're looking in the goddamn wrong place? What if you're just searching in the wrong place? For instance, let me take this back to my job, what I do, I will find a customer name and I'll be like, okay, now let me go look for the customers folder and then find the file that I'm looking for in that customers folder. And I know the customer's name and I'm looking in the customers folder and I'm going through all the files in the customers folder and I'm like, it's not there. It's not there. It's not there. I've searched every single folder in the customers folder and every single file inside the file of the customers folder, and I can't find it. I'm just like, what's going on? And I do a bit more research and, search a customer's name elsewhere. And I see that, oh, wait a minute, this customer has a joint account with his wife. Or this customer, for whatever reason, has another name or another account is opened, and I just go and find the right folder. And the moment I click into the right folder, I see the file I'm looking for. And I'm like, oh God, it's not that the file isn't there. It's right there, but in the wrong folder. I've been looking in the wrong place. Stop looking in the wrong place. Do a bit more research. Do your due diligence. The kind of man you're looking for. I need to take this advice because I've seen TikToks of women that are saying, this is where the brunching bros at. This is where the guys in the suit with the 6-figure jobs, this is where they're at. This is the restaurant that they go to. These are the bars that they chill at after work. This is where you see those men that, are doing well for themselves. Maybe I need to take their advice. Maybe I need to take my own advice and go and look for my man in the right place. Maybe I should get off the app and go to a very high-end area maybe and look for my man there. I don't know, guys. I'm just trying. I'm just like you. I'm looking for my man too. If you see him, please send him my way because I'm looking too. I don't know. I'm just trying to help you. I'm just giving you advice that I'm trying to take myself. These are just things that came to my head as I was working, and I'm like, oh, I really should talk about this. Like, somebody needs to hear this. Right, let's move on now to point number 3. Right, point number 3 now. You don't know what you're looking for. Oh, this one can be deep because some of us are just dating to date, right? Some of us are just dating for the fun of it. Some of us are just dating because that's what everyone else is doing, because we're at the age, because it's fun, because, you know, we want to have something to talk about with our friends and our girlfriends. Some of us are dating because we're getting older and we're starting to think about the long term. Some of us are dating because we want to get married tomorrow. We all have different reasons for dating, but do we all know what we want? I don't think so. Do we all know what we're looking for? I don't think so. I have made a mental list, and I think I actually have written something down before about the kind of man that I want, but I need to revisit this, you know, just because, you know, I'm born again now. I'm a new woman, you know, I'm expanding my criteria now, so I should make a new list. I really should make a new list. But do we all know what we want? Do you know what you're looking for? Do you even know what you're looking for? And this one came to me when I was searching for stuff in the folders, as I do with my job. And somewhere along the line, because I've gone through so many folders, I've just kind of lost track. I was like, what am I actually looking for? Like, what's the customer name again? Like, what is it that I'm actually looking for? Am I looking for this or this? Like, am I looking for this file or this file? I've just kind of lost track of everything because I've gone through so many folders. I can't find it. And along the line, I've just forgotten what it is that I'm even looking for. And so, yeah, that's where this came from. What is it that you're looking for? You know, do you want a man that is ready to settle down and get married? Do you want a man for the short term? And once you realize that, what kind of man do you want? Do you want a man that's funny? Or do you not care if he's funny as long as he makes bag? Do you want a man that's tall? Or do you not care if he's tall as long as it's kind and sweet and romantic? Do you not care about romance? All you want is the man that's like rugged and strong and physically fit. Like, you just have to know what you want. Get it out. Maybe write it down. I think I will as well. Know what you want, because if you don't know what you're looking for, how do you know if you found it? Like, if you don't know what you're looking for, you can easily, I could have easily just scrolled past that file I was looking for, because in my head, I don't even know what I'm looking for. I've forgotten what it is that I came to that folder to find in the first place. That could be you. You could just be scrolling through or strolling down the street, and the man you want is just walking right past you, but you don't even know what you're looking for. You don't even know that's the man, that is the kind of man you want. I think you need to be clear on what it is you're looking for in the first place and what kind of man or woman it is that you're looking for. Know what you're looking for so that when you find it, you can just stop looking. You can stop searching and just hold on to it, and then work on building what you found and growing that relationship. What are you looking for? Pretty sure I have a podcast about this or similar to this. I don't know. Go find it. Go and listen if you haven't listened. Subscribe, like, share, follow, all of that. Right. Number 4. You don't have the right tools. You don't have the right skills. You need a bit of help. Okay, this one I got inspired by because part of my job is listening to call recordings. You know, when you phone a company and they're like, this call is being recorded for training and monitoring purposes. That's me. I am the monitoring. I am the one listening to the calls for, you know, my job to look for certain things on the calls. Anyway, the point is, sometimes I'm looking for a phone call. I have the time of the call. I have the date of the call, and I'm looking on a specific system and I can't find the call. And I'm like, but put the right date in, put the right time in, put the right branch in. What's going on? ding, there's another call recording system. There's a whole other call recording system that I haven't looked in. There's a whole other call recording system that's sitting right there that I'm ignoring, that I haven't gone into, that I don't have access to yet. Does that make sense? Like, you need a bit of help. And, you know, in my case, I had to request access to this other call recording system, and ta-da, the call was right there. Right there. I know this sounds similar to you looking in the wrong place, but in this case, you don't even know that there's another place to look. It's not that you're looking in the wrong place. That's all you know. That's all the system you know. You're using all of your skills. You're using everything you know, all of your knowledge. But you don't know that there's a whole other place for you to look at. You don't know that there's a whole other skill for you to learn. Dating is a skill, you guys. I heard this in another podcast. Dating is a skill. I feel like you need to learn to date properly. I always found it a bit strange when I heard other people's dilemmas and what people are going through and just the horror of it all. And I'm like, I guess I've been lucky. I've never really had a terrible relationship or terrible man that I've been with. I've never really been in sticky ass situations like the ones I've heard. Like, people really be dating murderers out there. People really be dating stalkers. People date people that are just horrible. And I always think, how do you find this man? Like, oh my God, I'm always baffled, flabbergasted by stories online. I'm like, thank God I haven't come across this kind of man. But on the other end of it, when I hear stories about this man and how the girl met the guy, I'm just like, okay, well, it makes sense now. You chose this man. Like, you chose him. You're choosing this chaos. You know what I mean? And I would never blame the victim. I do not condone violence in any way. I'm not saying it's anyone's fault if they've been harassed by a man or if they've had a terrible dating experience. I've met men that, pretended to want something and they just, they just showed their ass pretty early on. But that's because I was vigilant enough. I was looking. I was quite attentive. I don't allow myself to get into sticky situations. I'm a very fearful person, you guys. I think that's the thing. I have so much fear on a day-to-day. I'm walking down the street and I'm scared of the bees. I'm scared of the wasps. I'm scared of flies. I'm scared of everything. I'm scared of mice. I'm scared of snakes. I have so much fear, and maybe that has actually guided me in a way where I have so much fear, I just don't get myself into trouble. I just stay in my lane, and maybe somehow that has saved me from sticky situations. But besides that, there's a part of this women that attract chaos. There's a part of this women that just don't know how to, they have the wrong picker in a way. They don't know how to pick the right people. Maybe they need a bit of help. They need help spotting red flags in men quite easily. I mean, I have to say it. Probably the reason why I haven't had terrible experiences is because I've been doing a decent job vetting men. Once I see a red flag, I'm so cautious that once I see something once I smell danger, I run. Whereas there's some girls that like the danger. It excites them, and I can't relate. I can't relate to that. I'm just like, oh my God, no, get me out of there. Whereas some girls like the roadman vibes. They like a man that's that's just so rugged, that's just so out there, and he gets in trouble. It's exciting, the bad boy. I'm like, a bad boy. I'm like, no. I don't want a bad boy. I want a good boy. Please, I'll stay out of trouble. Keep me out of trouble. There's some girls that love guys that have been to jail or, that kind of thing, bad boys. And if they want to continue down that lane, fine. Fine with them. But if you're thinking, no, I'm actually ready for a decent relationship now. I'm actually ready for a good person. I'm actually ready to find a stable stable, healthy relationship, then maybe you need some help. Maybe you need therapy. Maybe you need a dating coach. Maybe you need to listen to more dating and relationship podcasts. But maybe you just need help. Maybe you just have the wrong tools. Maybe you don't have the dating skills. Some people are so shy. Some people are so they're such introverts. They can't walk up to someone and say hi. Some people are just so timid. They don't know how to socialize. Maybe they need to work on that. Maybe they need to work in their communication skills. Maybe they need to work in their social skills. Maybe they just need a bit of help. Maybe they're looking in the right places. Maybe they're looking in the right places. Maybe they're looking for the right things. Maybe they know what they want, but they just don't have the capacity. They don't have the skills. They don't, when they do find the person who's decent sitting across from them on a date, they just don't know how to best sell themselves. They don't know how to interact. And I'm not saying I'm perfect in any way. This is not me saying, oh, look at me, I've got all the social skills. I'm still single. I'm still single with all the social skills, okay? So this is in no way me trying to look down on anyone or shame anyone. The point is, we could all use a bit of help. I've told a few of my friends, if you know any men that fit my criteria, send them my way. And that's all I'm saying. Just as I got access to this new recording system and I was able to find the phone call that I was looking for, maybe I need help. Maybe I need to get the word out there and say, look, I'm single and I want a man. I want a man. I'm 25. I want to start thinking seriously about my future partner, and maybe I need some help finding him. Maybe you need some help finding him. Right, let's move on to our last and final point, number 5. You're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready to meet that person that you say you want. You're not ready for the kind of love that you say that you want. You're not ready for that relationship that you desire and you crave wholeheartedly. What made me realize this? Because of the nature of my job, I'm looking at 2 different screens, like just looking at 2 screens, just like, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it can make you dizzy quite quickly. And there's sometimes when I'm just like fatigued and all I needed to do was take a break. All I needed to do was take a break and go and get some water. Like my watch actually has a good thingy where it reminds you every hour or so to walk. It just shows the feet thingy and it's like, take a walk or whatever, take a break. And sometimes I ignore it because I'm just deep into what I'm doing and I'm so invested in it. But maybe all I need to do is take a break and come back with a fresh perspective. My mind is not ready for what I'm looking for. My brain is foggy. My mind is being blurred, because I've been so at work for hours, sometimes on end, not getting out of my seat. Maybe my brain is just foggy and my eyes have just kind of like started shaking up and down a little bit and I'm just not thinking right. And maybe that's the reason I'm not finding what I'm looking for. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe you need to take a break, And I think about this quite often. Sometimes when I'm laying on my bed, I'm so comfortable. I'm like, so relaxing. Like I've come back from work or after a long day or even at night after doing everything, showered, laid in bed, done whatever. And I'm just like, I just lay comfortably on my bed. I'm like, if anyone was on my bed right now, I think I would push them away. I think I would actually like toss them across the road and just like get them out of here. I just truly enjoy being on my bed alone. I just truly enjoy the space and just having that to myself. Like when I come home and it's just me in my room after a long day, I've played football, I've showered, I've just rested. I'm just like, this is so relaxing. This feels so good. I just can't imagine if someone else was on my bed trying to talk to me in that moment. Like I think I would be irritated and be like, get out. And in those moments I just think to myself, I say I want someone, but am I ready? Like if I'm having this feeling of like, the solitude feels so good. Am I ready? Like am I actually ready to share my bed with someone? Am I ready to share my space with someone? Am I really ready for what I say I want and I'm looking for? You know, those times when I don't feel like talking to anyone, when even my sister, when she's talking to me, I'm just like, I can't, I don't have the capacity to listen right now. I just want to be alone. I want to just like be in my own space and be my own zone and just zone out with a podcast on. I don't want to hear anything or listen to anyone. Imagine if your mind is talking to you, you're like, too loud, leave me alone, I want to zone out. They're going to be like, do you even love me? You know what I mean? So, I don't know, ask yourself, are you ready? I know it's fine to want space and to want your own, your own space sometimes. It's fine to want to be alone sometimes. It's completely normal to have space from your partner. But I guess don't get too used to being alone is what I'm trying to say. Have you been alone so long that you don't even know how to bring people into your space anymore? Have you been alone so long that you enjoy it a little too much? Like, for instance, I just do so much by myself now. I just do so many things by myself. And sometimes if someone's like, oh, can I come with? I'm just like, oh, the plan today was actually to spend time with myself. Like, the plan today was just to, because when you're alone, when you're just on your own, you can do whatever. You can just do whatever you want. You don't have to accommodate anyone else. You don't have to think about anyone else. You don't have to try and please anyone else. You don't have to try and entertain anyone else. You just for yourself. And maybe that's a little bit selfish, but it's fine. You spend your working days of the week interacting with people. Maybe your weekends you want to spend with yourself. But every now and then it'll be nice to have someone to go for lunch with, go for brunch with, go for dinner with, go to a cafe with. I think, bottom line, I can do the things I enjoy alone with someone else and still enjoy it. I think at the end of the day, that remains the truth. There's not much that I do on my own that I can only do on my own and enjoy. No, there are things that I do on my own that I can also enjoy, maybe even more with other people. For instance, I go to cafes by myself and do things that I want to do. Listen to a podcast, I watch YouTube videos. But last weekend I went to a cafe with one of my friends and we played Scrabble. And honestly, that was so much fun. We played Scrabble for hours and it was so much fun. And I couldn't have done that by myself. Yeah, I was still in the same cafe that I go to alone, but I was still doing a different thing that I wouldn't have done or enjoyed by myself. I can't enjoy playing Scrabble by myself. It would be a little bit weird playing both sides. So yeah, there you go. I guess just think about whether or not you are ready for the person that you want and you're ready for the relationship. Are you really in a place where you can date? Are you really in a place where you can hold down a strong, healthy relationship? Have a think about that. Right, that is it for me, you guys. I hope this is reasonable. I hope it made sense. I hope I haven't just rambled on for 30 minutes. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. And share with your friends. Come back in 2 weeks because I think I've been consistent with the 2 weeks thing now. Come back and listen to my next podcast. All right. Bye.